This is 88 Cudi watching UTG TV.
All right, sir. So before we get out fast, you did this. You did the clandestine run not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
88 shirts. How'd that come together?
Oh man, shouts to my man Pete Wentz and Jensen. Pete, Fall Out Boy. He really likes my music. He genuinely likes my music, and through one of his good friends, Jensen, Hot Carl. See, people will know what that means in the very near future, if they don't already. Like, I don't know. But anyway, Jensen and Pete, they reached out to me, and this is around the time, we got the American Sweetheart remix done. Like, I'm one of the artists who appears on the official Fall Out Boy remix for American Sweetheart, and it's me, Joe Buttons, and Murs. We killed it, and so Pete, he knew about my whole polo steez and stuff like that, and he designed the shirt. Him and Jensen came up together, came with the idea and stuff like that. It's crazy because like they pitched it to me. I was like, man, yo, I don't have to pitch me nothing, man. You Pete wins, Fall Out Boy. Like, I fucks with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I pitched it. I got the shirts, but I didn't realize what was actually on the shirt. Like my wife, I pull the shirt to my chest like this. I'm like, hey, what do you think? And I was like, yo, that is so cool. Like, I'm like, yo, you're not even really into like polo like that. Like, and then she goes, look, that's you. I'm like, turn around, it's me on the horse with a microphone, and the whole like, man, it's just like crazy. Like, I love that shirt, and there were only 88 made of like the original. That I was told like kind of like went like hotcakes, but on tour here, part of my merch package, packaging and stuff like that, I got a remake of that shirt in different color schemes and stuff like that. So it's out there.
Pick one of those up for sure.
Yeah.
So are you working on any new music currently? I mean, outside of the tour, have you been working? Have you been in the studio?
Yes, I've been working. Actually, I've been working so much I actually got sick the other day. I got back to my old work ethics, old work habits, because since I got married, I've been retiring to bed like around 10:30, 11 o'clock latest. Unless I had to do an event or doing a show or out of state and stuff. But other than that, like when I'm at home with my wife and my kids and stuff, we put our kids to bed early, 7:30 or whatever, 7:30, 8ish. And my wife and I, we stay up, watch TV, and, Law and Order, SVU. We watch all those VH1 shows, the reality, and most of them. What else did we watch? Heroes, Lost, Wisconsin Lost and stuff. So I've been packing it, putting it to bed early. But then just the other day, I got inspired to do some music. And before I got married, I used to wake up like around 7 o'clock in the morning, like 7 days a week, work on beats till about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I'll take like an hour break to watch TV or whatever. Then go back on my machine from like 5 to about 3:30 in the morning. I used to do this on a daily basis. So it was about like 15 years of doing that and then like not doing that. So I did that the other day, stayed up to about 3:30 working on beats. And then I started going running because I'm trying to be healthy and shit. And I went running, then I wound up like making myself sick. I caught a fever. It's crazy, but like, my body's fighting it now. And it's about to go down.
So when are we gonna get some of this new music out there? When are we gonna get some new 88 keys?
Let me see. Next. I know. Well, I debuted a song tonight from. I did a song for NBA Live, EA Sports, NBA Live 10, featuring Colin Monroe. It's called Wake Up Call. The song is nuts. And
you about to talk about how I missed it again?
Oh, see, I wasn't gonna throw it in, but yeah, Boston seemed to like it a lot, and I got a few things coming out. I'm gonna start working on my next mixtape. I already started working on the next album, just like tossing some ideas around, putting some beats together. Also working with some artists who, some signed artists who I did not mention just yet because I want to make sure that, you know, everything's like solidified before I talk about, I just did this track with Jigga, you know. And the next thing you know, it's like, down the line, yo, idiot, I thought you did a track with Jigga, man. Like, oh, he ain't use it, you know. So, but it's not Jay. Shouts to Jay, that's my man. But I'm doing some work with some artists and stuff like that. Or man, I should be hood and say artists. Yeah, I'm doing some work with some artists and stuff, you know. But I'll say for sure there will be another 88 Keys album and another 88 Keys mixtape.
For sure.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
Well, before we end it, we don't like to end interviews with questions. I like to do a closing statement, something that has nothing to do with the world of 88 Keys. Chance to just speak out on something else.
Oh wow, okay. Chance to speak out. Oh, let's speak out against about one thing. It's kind of related to my album, but it's not. I'll talk about it as a separate topic. Not that there's anything wrong with being a single parent, but it's much easier to raise a child when you do it with somebody whom you love and you're with and you actually marry, and you know. So I'm all about doing things traditionally. You know, I'm trying to take it back like my wife and I. Wife, not wifey. Big difference. My wife and I got married 3 years ago. You know, we have a 2.5-year-old daughter who was born on New Year's Day. Shouts to my daughter Chloe Yoshi. And we had another daughter. So like, yeah, my whole thing is like, you know, it's like too often in the hood or wherever, like I see single parents, mainly mothers, because from what I've noticed, like men just kind of like take off, like once they have the kid, they drop it like it's hot, take off, and then like they pretty much ditch the mothers, the young mothers, and leave them to raise the kids by themselves, and then the young mothers, they pass the kid off to their grandparents or whatever, and then they run out and do their thing or whatever, or try to continue their education if that's the way to go. But if you're a dude and, you know, like before, I mean, of course you're gonna have premarital sex. You know, I'm not against that at all. That's kind of how I got here. Nah, but you know, like just if you plant the seed, you have to stick around and, you know, raise the seed the right way, or the traditional way. Like, you know, no one's to say what's right and what's wrong, but it's a hell of a lot easier when you do it with somebody you love. So that's what I say.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, 88 Keys.
All good, all good.
You wanna plug the album or the tour once more before we go?
Sure, why not? The tour is called the Great Hangover Tour. It's Kid Cudi, B.O.B, and Asher Roth, and myself, 88 Keys. For those that don't know who I am, I have an album out right now. The store's called The Death of Adam. It came out in November 2008. It was said to be one of the top 10 albums of 2008. Like literally, I made like 25 different like top 10 lists. You know, when it came out and debuted, I think Taylor Swift album came out the same day. Nickelback, T-Pain, David Archuleta, David Cook, Deborah Cox, Tracy Chapman, and my album was rated higher than all of this. But a lot of people don't know about my album because I'm on an independent label. Shout outs to Decon, who like, you know, helped me put the album together, you know, and we put it out and get it out to the masses and stuff like that. The word is still spreading and getting out there. And yeah, visit me on my website. The official 88 Keys website is 80ocho.com. EIGHTYOCHO.com. And also my blog, I Heart My Polo Lifestyle, which isn't what you think, but it is, but it's not. And that's Polo, Polo 67.